Dragon Ball Daima is 3 episodes in, and I think it's safe to say that most of us were wrong about it. It's no secret that once Dragon Ball Daima got officially revealed and the concept was given to us, 90% of people did not like it. I remember that outrage on Twitter for it. Even myself. I mean, I wasn't, like, keeping a word. Like, this is gonna be so trash. I can't believe Toriyama would do this to us. We want Super to come back. Why do you bring us back? We want Super to come back. It's just... Relax. I wasn't doing all that, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit disappointed. I still want the Dragon Ball Super anime to come back. I need it to come back. I need the Moro arc. I need the Granola arc. And it will happen eventually. But for now, we have Daima. And at first, before we got any real details about it, it seemed like a random, non-canon, little cute chibi versions of everyone's show. I hate to say it, but I didn't have my faith in Toriyama for it. I was gonna check it out, but I didn't think it was going to be worth doing that over Super. And I'm glad I was wrong. Because Daima is actually like it's just perfect. It's goated. There's not very many bad things I can say about Daima. The pacing is good. The animation is absolutely beautiful. The styles of all the characters is the best they've been, I think, since Z. And I'm liking where the story is going so far as well. Some people might complain and say a lot of these storylines continuously deal with someone coming to Earth for the Dragon Balls and stuff like that. It doesn't really matter. The concept is good. The Demon Realm, we're getting to explore more stuff. We're getting some more world building in the Dragon Ball universe. So I don't mind. And I love in episode 1, how we got the recap of a lot of the stuff in the Majin Buu arc, that was like perfect. I couldn't have asked for much better than that, man. And just seeing that, like every time we see something reanimated from OG Dragon Ball, it just makes me want to remake even more, bro. And not just for Dragon Ball Z, for Dragon Ball also. That would be amazing to get a remake for, and I'm sure everyone would love it. And no, Kai is not a remake. That was more of a remaster than anything else. It was a remaster, and then the lines were changed, and it was more close to the manga, unlike where Z was dialogue wise was not, and characterization was not the same as the manga. You know what I'm saying? I'm also really excited to see how they handle the fights in the Demon Realm, because as we've seen in episode 3, spoiler alert by the way, from now on, the air is harder to move in, and not because the gravity is heavier like on Planet Vegeta or King Kai's planet. They explained it as there is a bunch of gas in the air from volcanoes and it's harder to move that way. It feels like kind of muggy and stuff, but it seemed like Goku was getting used to it at the end of episode 3, so I don't know if that's going to be a problem or not. And then what they also haven't shown or touched on is I wonder if he's going to be able to go Super Saiyan. If they are, that's going to be amazing, but for some reason I have a feeling that they're not going to be able to right away. And then let's talk about the story of it. You can't watch Dragon Ball Daima. You could not have watched these first 3 episodes and not be a little bit intrigued about the story at all. I was not expecting this going into Dragon Ball Daima. I really thought we were just going to get some random chibi kids little garbage trash bag version of the Z Fighters, and then that's when we're gonna get some random stories, random episodic stories or something like that. That's genuinely what I thought of it until more details got shown about it. But the fact that it's not, and that this is an actual well thought out story from Toriyama himself, it just proves his greatness, man. Rest in peace to the GOAT. But the story starts off with the Goma, I think his name was, going through the Z Fighters fights and seeing how strong they are and seeing that they defeated Buu, pretty much going through all the arcs in Dragon Ball and studying on the Z Fighters. And I believe the whole reason why he wanted to do this was so they're out the way and don't get in the way of him taking the throne of being the Demon King because the Bora died. which is a very petty reason. I mean, just stay out their way and not stay out of your way, but you know how Dragon Ball villains be. They gotta do extra for no reason. He then travels to Earth and then goes to the lookout, and he brings a Namekian with him, and we find out that all Namekians, or most Namekians, come from the Demon Realm, or they started from the Demon Realm. So even if they are outside of the Demon Realm, like most of the Namekians we know of, they all originated from the Demon Realm. And they said pretty much everyone with pointy ears is from the Demon Realm. Not all, but most of them you can assume are from the Demon Realm. So for example, Supreme Kai is from the Demon Realm. I think all the Kais, I think they all have pointy ears, so I believe all of them would be from the Demon Realm. I don't know all the different species that we've seen in Dragon Ball that have pointy ears, but just know anyone with pointy ears, you can assume they originated from the Demon Realm. Now the Namekian that Goma brought with him is a very powerful Namekian. He had the ability to instantly make the Dragon Balls come back into fruition. Like, you know how if you use them, they scatter all over the place and they turn to rock. Well, yeah, he had the ability to track where all of them are, bring them to him, and then once they were brought to him, he was able to restore them instantly instead of having to wait the set time limit before you can use them again. Yeah. And once they were all brought together, King Goma made his wish, and he wished all the Z Fighters to be made into first graders. Now, you might think that the first grader thing, like, why would he do that? Why wouldn't he just make them infants? Why didn't he take their powers away? He's not smart. And I see some people also have a problem with or questioning if they're all first graders. Why does Roshi have no hair? Why does Piccolo get so small? Because technically at the beginning of Dragon Ball, he's like 3 or 4 and he's a full-grown man, pretty much. You have to look at the wording Goma used. He wished them all to be the size of first graders. He didn't wish them all to return to a specific age. He wished them all to be the size of first graders. So you can notice how Goku does not have a tail because he did not revert to his childlike self. He just became a first grader, or the size of a first grader. That's how the wish worked. If you were confused about how the wish worked and why certain people don't look how they should look, that's the reason. When Goma leaves, oh, I forgot to mention, he has a little assistant, which turns out to be the brother of Supreme Kai, so there you go. But when they leave, they take Dende with them, so Earth's Dragon Balls can't be used, which then leads our Z Fighters to go on a journey to the Demon Realm, and they are trying to get Dende back, as well as beat up whoever's on the way. I doubt Goma is going to be the main villain. I forgot her name, but there was someone else in episode 1 that seemed to want to come to Earth, and she did. She got there before Goma did. Now, she didn't use the Dragon Balls, obviously, but we don't know what else happened with her. We haven't seen anything of her since. I wouldn't be surprised if we get something with her in the next episode. Another thing I forgot to mention, after Goma made his first wish, he's supposed to get 2 more wishes, right? Shenron says, "You are not gang. I do not know you. You're not getting 2 more wishes." Bro, I promise you, that's what he, go watch it. He says it there, right there to him. But we shouldn't be surprised by that. We know the Z Fighters and Shenron go way back, man. They won, you know what I'm saying? In DBS Superhero, when Piccolo was wishing for his potential to be unlocked, he summoned Shenron. You know what Shenron said? He was in the middle of his, "I am great Shenron, speaker with." He stopped in the middle, he was like, "Oh, did you, Piccolo?" You know, like, come on, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, they've been locked in since day 1. They locked. And then after Piccolo made his wish to have his potential unlocked, give him everything right now, you know what Shenron said? He said he unlocked his latent potential plus a little more. He gave him a little more just because that's game. Like, come on now. He might have granted Goma his 1 wish, but that's just cause protocol. Those extra wishes just that's for gang only, man. Now, as to what I think is gonna unfold, I don't know. And I do think the choice Toriyama made to make all the Z Fighters kids, I think that is a good choice. It makes it so that there can't be some weird threat, and for power scaling wise, that is going to be a little bit stronger than Boo, but weaker than Beerus. I mean that's not hard to do, but I don't think there is anyone in this arc that's going to be stronger than what Boo was. So I like this idea. It makes all the characters have to fight in different ways than they were before, than we're used to seeing. No transformations, at least right now. It seems like it's going to be a lot of old style Dragon Ball fighting. I'm not gonna lie. Goku's back using his power pole. He was using Nimbus, and the reason he was using Nimbus was because his body was off balance, because he wasn't used to flying and using his ki in his small body, so he wasn't able to use it correctly. He wasn't able to fly, which is why I'm saying I don't know if they can go Super Saiyan and use the power-ups, because they're small, their bodies might not be used to it. Now, even after all I've told you, if your mind still hasn't changed about Dragon Ball Daima, if you still don't want to give it a try, if you're still on the fence and you still don't like the idea or concept, it's just not for you, man. I'm not gonna lie. You just might not be a Dragon Ball fan. I'm assuming you clicked on this video because you're a Dragon Ball fan, but you might not be a Dragon Ball fan if you don't like Daima. I'm not gonna lie to you. If you don't like anything about Daima, you could not like them being turned into kids. You could not like the reason. If you don't like a single thing about it, the designs, the plot, I mean, like, just nothing at all, like, you just might not like Dragon Ball. And that's okay, but don't go tapping on Twitter and making TikToks and doing all this extra stuff talking about how Daima's not good and how it you know what I'm saying? Just don't do that, man. It's goated for all real Dragon Ball fans. It exceeded my expectations, and I'm sure it did for a lot of other people as well. That's all I got for y'all, man. Let me know what y'all thought in the comments. Let me know if Dragon Ball Daima changed your mind and once it officially came out. Also, let me know if it exceeded your expectations, was below your expectations, or if it, you know what I'm saying, just in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Just like, it's exactly what you thought it was gonna be. But I'll catch y'all on the next one.